Highway Killer, real-life horror. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled near a desolate highway, a series of terrifying events unfolded that would forever haunt the local community. It began innocently enough, with reports of mysterious disappearances along the highway. At first, people attributed them to accidents or runways, but soon, a chilling pattern emerged. Late one foggy evening, Samantha, a young woman driving home from a late-night shift, found herself alone on that desolate stretch of highway. As she navigated the winding road, a figure suddenly emerged from the darkness. Panic gripped her heart as she realized it was a hitchhiker with a hauntingly vacant stare. Driven by empathy, Samantha decided to offer the stranger a ride. However, as soon as the hitchhiker entered her car, an eerie silence filled the air. Samantha could feel an ominous presence enveloping her, but she dismissed her unease, convincing herself that it was just her imagination playing tricks. They drove for a while, engaging in sporadic small talk, but the hitchhiker's answers remained vague and unsettling. Sensing danger, Samantha discreetly dialed emergency services on her phone, hoping for a lifeline if needed. But before she could speak, the hitchhiker turned to her, his eyes now glowing with malevolence. In a chilling voice, he confessed to being a remorseless serial killer who preyed on unsuspecting victims along this very highway. Samantha's blood ran cold as he recounted the gruesome details of his previous murders. Paralyzed by fear, she tried to maintain control of the situation, hoping for an opportunity to escape. Just as panic threatened to overwhelm her, Samantha spotted flashing lights in her rearview mirror. A police car pulled up behind them, seemingly out of nowhere. Relief washed over her, and she signaled for help. But the hitchhiker, undeterred, calmly directed her to keep driving, claiming the police were part of his twisted game. As the car continued its journey, Samantha's mind raced, desperately seeking an escape plan. Her only hope now lay in her ability to outsmart her captor. Summoning every ounce of courage, she swerved the car abruptly, causing it to crash into a ditch. The impact disoriented the killer momentarily, buying Samantha precious seconds to flee into the nearby woods. Breathless and wounded, Samantha ran through the dense foliage, relying on her instincts to guide her. Behind her, she could hear the enraged screams of the hitchhiker growing fainter with each passing moment. Eventually, she stumbled upon a remote cabin and banged on its door, praying for salvation. A kind-hearted couple, startled by the frantic pounding, answered the door. They listened to Samantha's harrowing tale and immediately called the authorities. The police, now aware of the sinister presence on the highway, launched a massive manhunt to apprehend the killer. Days turned into weeks, and the town lived in constant fear as reports of more missing persons continued to surface. But eventually, the authorities captured the sadistic hitchhiker, ending his reign of terror once and for all. Though the nightmare was over, the scars remained. The highway, once a symbol of freedom and adventure, now carried a chilling aura. The town's residents drove with caution, their minds haunted by the memory of those who vanished without a trace. To this day, the legend of the killer on the highway persists, a cautionary tale that warns against the dangers that lurk in the darkest corners of our world. And as night falls and the wind whispers through the trees, those who drive along that desolate stretch of road can't help but feel a shiver crawl up their spines, a lingering reminder that evil can strike when least expected.